Hello, welcome to F123 Open Lobbies in Spain. And as you can see, I'm in TV Pod for the first time in one of my videos. My channel has been only cockpit view for 3 years. And recently I switched to TV Pod because I could not keep up with other players as well as in previous games. In the first weeks of F123 I also made a video about the brake markers at Baku. And I'll have F122 on the left and F123 on the right. And on 23 they're just very much harder to see. And it's also like this on other tracks. And what's also amazing is that some brake markers just render when you're there, which is insane actually. And in Canada as well, very small brake markers. So as we head into turn 1, avoided a lot of carnage luckily. And like this in TV Pod you can oversee a lot better than in cockpit, of course. So for a long time I preferred cockpit, but I don't mind the TV Pod anymore that much. Have a nice line through the grass, take to other positions, and I didn't like the V-Pod because it was just too arcadey for me. And theoretically in cockpit view you should be able to be as fast as the V-Pod players, but it's just very hard for me. But then still, F1 is still an arcade game, even though I do take it quite seriously because I still do league races. And in league racing I got a little bit less competitive in cockpit view. Although at some tracks I feel like I don't have disadvantage that much in cockpit view. This for me and also a new phase to the game. I was in cockpit for a long time. This kind of begins a new era for me, so in a way that's also pretty cool. And sometimes I just feel like an esporter nowadays, because obviously every esporter plays like this. And I do sometimes watch videos of esporters playing the game. And they're always being very precise and on the edge of the car. And in TV Pod it's easier to be close to the edge of the car. So for the channel I'm not sure if I'm going to stay in TV Pod for all my videos. Maybe in single player I will keep on playing cockpit view. Then I could just set the AI a little bit lower. Because cockpit view does make for some nice images. For example, I had a race at Albert Park, which I think is a great track for cockpit view. So much more intense this way, especially battling other cars, because the cars just look much bigger this way, and that I think is quite exciting. It's very much more like you're in the car obviously, so it's still nice and kinda unique content, and I'll continue to make it, but in league racing I'll definitely switch permanently to TV Pod, as I overtake this Mercedes on the outside. I get very close to the wall, and in cockpit view I was actually very much more aware of the proximity of my car against the walls. So that's still one advantage about cockpit view, at least for me personally. So let's go back to Spain, behind this Haas. Not taking the most ideal line there. I'm having a decent pace myself. Mid corner ERS on, not ideal as well, which in cockpit view is a little bit more easy to see if you have ERS deployed. And I'm getting chased by this AlphaTauri. Also not taking the best line. Not sure what he did. So 3 years ago I made the argument that esporters and serious players of F1 should play in cockpit view. But to make cockpit view work optimally you should preferably use 3 screens. And TV Pod works optimally with 1 screen. And that makes TV Pod more accessible to everyone. And 3 years ago I also said TV Pod's faster, so there's still a good reason to use it. And it will always be like that. And the sequence of turns 1, 2 and 3, very much easier in TV Pod of course. And the people I race with regularly are getting very quick. And then when you're missing too much pace yourself, it's just not as fun. I'm still not going for esports anytime soon, but I don't want to lag behind too much. But I'm surely still gonna make some cockpit content, including some iRacing content, which I've been doing some races on. And that's a pretty fun game. And I also surely want to make some more F1 content still. And lap 5, chasing down the Ferrari in front of me, who has a 2-second time penalty. And I'm actually in those 2 seconds. And sector 3 catching up very nicely. The last 2 turns, which are new of course on F123. Pretty nice layout. And there we go, P6. Not too terrible. So anyway, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed.